Hi everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of VENU's weekly quick catch up. I'm joined with Fizan. How you doing, mate?
I'm good. It's fantastic to be able to do this in person for once, and actually, it should be good fun. I'm really looking forward to it.
It's nice to see Fizan in the flesh for the first time in 6 months. So
Yeah,
that was good.
exactly.
We did play tennis yesterday, which was good fun. But the reason I say this is a special edition is because some of you may notice from before. I don't think we've ever done the video before here, but this is my backyard, and we've actually started playing some backyard cricket. Fizan was hitting some good shots through the covers earlier, so we may at the end of the video may treat you to a little batting demonstration from Fizan here. So so shall we get started then?
Yeah, let's go.
Can you let us know in the comments if you can hear us? Okay.
Yeah.
If someone can do that'd be excellent, because we've not done this before, where it's in my backyard, and if the internet's all right and the connection's good, please let us know. That'd be much appreciated. But let's start with cricket. It's been a great week of cricket, and also I must say, we had some great weather the other couple of days ago. It was like mid-20s, and it just felt like summer's on its way, season's on its way. Like, I think the county season's about to start soon, and I think your season's about to start soon, isn't it, Fizan?
Yeah, 17th of April, pre-season starts.
Awesome. And I'm looking forward to bowling some leg breaks to Fizan in my garden in a bit, and also in the nets soon. So we've got that to look forward to in the UK. But let's go back to international cricket now. So let's start off with, I think last Sunday was the third ODI between England and India. And India won that, well, I'll say quite convincingly in the end.
Yeah, I did.
Even though there were some comical drops from India, especially Hardik Pandya, who's supposedly one of the best fielders in the world. But India won that ODI, won that series 2-1, and they won the T20 series as well as the Test series. So a clean sweep by India. What do you have to say about that, Fizan?
Yeah, it was a clean sweep from India, and I think it's interesting because that last ODI was probably the only competitive ODI we've had, I would say, in that whole series. And Sam Curran with a fantastic 95, I think it was, not out, ran them close, but India in the end, I think it would have been an incredible victory had England come out on top. As you said, some poor drops from Hardik Pandya as well, which is crazy to think because he's normally a very good fielder. And guys in the chat as well, as Benny, so please do let us know. So I can see some people have joined. If the sound is okay, and if you can hear us okay as well. But yeah, I think overall, India will be very happy with the whole tour. And it'll be interesting. We've got a comment here. Go on. Yeah, that's one. Yeah, perfect. It says, when is Pakistan's second ODI?
When is it?
That's tomorrow.
Tomorrow, mate. Let's talk about the first ODI, because that all was fantastic. It was a great match, and I think Pakistan made some early inroads in South Africa's first innings when they batted first. But Van der Dussen, quality 100.
Yeah.
Was it
123? Yeah, we actually have a comment, I think, about the sound. Second one down, Venu. You don't need to click high, you can just click show. Yeah,
sorry.
So go down, second one. That one, perfect. It says sounds decent. Okay, perfect.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Wowzers there.
And just a bit blurry. Okay, I think that's through the connection. Hopefully it'll clear up. We are doing it in Venu's garden, so we're trying to see how it is. We've got how does Babar make 100 look easy? He got out due to concentration.
You think so, Fizan?
Yeah, so he got his 100 the ball before getting out. So he was on 99. He then went to 103 off 104, and flicking. I think it was nortje. I think it was a slight lapse in concentration. Just wafted it a little bit outside off stump, as we know he's prone to doing. He looked so good whilst he was in, so that was a little bit, I think, of a lapse. And as Venu alluded to, I think Van der Dussen's 123 not out was unbelievable. It was a fantastic shot. Fantastic knock even. And I was pleased when Pakistan got the win. But as Venu knows, because I was slightly late to play tennis because it went down to the wire, and Pakistan ended up making it look really hard because we need, I think, 60 off the last 10. So a runner ball.
Oh, wow.
60 off 60 balls. Should have been pretty easy. And we made it look pretty difficult in the end. and it ended up going down to 3 needed of the last over. And Shadab Khan thought, let's try and hit Felaqueo over extra cover for 6, which is one of the hardest shots to hit ever in cricket, probably. Tries to play that, gets out, and then goes down to the equation 1-off-1, needing the last ball. And I was just tearing my hair out. And everyone who was watching will know that I was having a little bit of a moment, and it was dramatic to say the least.
What do you mean having a moment? I missed it. What did
I
I
was
miss?
I was basically just I couldn't believe what's going on. Really, there's some really poor shots. We collapsed. I think it was at one point we were Babar and Imam Al Haq we were just cruising along, and we lost 4 wickets in the space of about 4 overs.
Yeah,
and it was just like a typical Pakistani collapse, and it looked like it was going to be really hard and it was going to be really difficult, and we were going to make a meal out of it. And everyone was like going, "Oh, you know what? It's going to be really easy. Why are you worried? It's a run the ball." And I was like, "No, but you don't know what it's like to be a Pakistan fan. Anything can happen, and we can make a meal out of it." And we did. So that was interesting to say the least, and it was just very stressful to watch. I thought it might go down to a super over as well, which would have been even more stressful because Pakistan are terrible at super overs.
but Pakistan win, which is
Yep.
good, and some of the Babar's shots, like the way he just times them, like
Yeah, it's
it's beautiful to watch. One of the best players to watch when he's in form, and in quality, good win from Pakistan. Second ODI, as we said, is tomorrow. Is it 3 ODIs in total?
Yeah, 3 in total. Yeah.
So Pakistan looking for the win, so they can have the series win.
I've got some more comments, I think.
It's a quick question: is it just an ODI series and T20 series?
Yes, ODIs and T20s. Yeah.
Sure.
So Horace says, by the way, who won the tennis match?
Vizan won 6-4, and it was 3 months away from playing tennis, and my serving. It got better as the set went on, but when we were practicing, I couldn't get a single one over. Couldn't get it over the net, but
That's
it was good to be back.
So it's all good.
But yeah, me miss playing, that's for sure. And I hit one good backhand winner, which made me happy. I can't.
It says Imam Al Haq has found his format. It's only ODIs at international level. It's interesting. Yeah, I think in T20s, I think he's probably not going to get in the side. Probably not explosive enough. Test matches, I don't know. I feel like maybe he could make a run of it in the test match squad, but he needs to improve in that format for sure. But ODIs, I think, as you said, is his sweet spot. And I said a similar thing about Shikhar Dhawan, that he is quite comfortable playing ODIs. And the other formats probably not as much. Maybe the same holds true for someone like Imam Al Haq. But yeah, what do you think, Venu? About Imam Al Haq only being good in ODIs potentially.
Possibly. Was he dropped from the test team?
Yeah, he's played a few test matches, but then he hasn't really gone to anything special. So
Yeah,
I think
that is a point, but I haven't watched as much.
Yeah,
and I think Fizan's opinion is probably a lot valid than my one. Is that a comment there?
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
We're good.
Fizan's just letting Fizan's eyesight's a lot better than mine, so we're looking at comments here, and yeah, it's quite a good setup actually.
Yeah. Bear with us as well. Bear with us because Venu had this fantastic idea of doing it in the garden, and obviously it's the first time.
I didn't realise Fizan. You can even do live streams from here. You know that?
Yeah, we could. We could do live streams from here. That's true with the TV. Yeah, we could.
Yeah, because you've got the TV set up in my shed, so we could do live streams from here. Although, actually, yeah, I could plug the PlayStation in there and. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, sidetracking there, but let's get back to the cricket. So, it was good to the Pakistan South Africa series. We talked about England, India. What do you think about England? Do you think England will be quite disappointed with the whole series, the whole tour, because they didn't win a single series?
Yeah, I think they'll be more. I think they'll be more disappointed with the T20 and ODI stuff because in the Test match, I don't think they were expected to win. They were actually seen as being a side who were going to lose that 4-0. But in the ODIs and T20s, they're number 1 ranked side. They're the World Cup champions as well. So I think that they'll be disappointed with that, especially considering in the T20s they were 2-1 up.
Yeah.
And in that 4th T20, they actually had a chance to go. I think they were chasing 185 around that score. They set a really good platform. They capitulated to the middle order. And in the ODI, a similar thing happened. Obviously, they were 2-1. Sorry, it was 1-1, and I guess again they capitulated in that last ODI, which is pretty disappointing. I think overall. So I think for me, England will be disappointed with how the whole tour's gone. It's a learning curve, of course, but I would say overall, they'll look at this and say, yes, we were inexperienced to a degree, but I guess the only thing they might take solace in even is the fact that they've got that experience now, especially in T20s, and with the T20 World Cup coming up, that will be very invaluable experience, I'd assume.
I agree, but you're right, because I think they'll be disappointed considering they're probably the best. The current World Cup holders for the 50 over format, and they just didn't look right. And I think Butler's form was a concern as well. He didn't really fire the whole white ball series really.
Yeah, he had a couple of good T20 knocks out of 5, but in the ODIs he didn't do much and had a bit of a technical deficiency. I could probably show it actually. 1 second.
If I'm going to show it with my bat.
When he's back. Yeah.
So we're going to have we're going to have a Fizan's masterclass.
So Simon Hughes doing it. So if you look, so if you think that, hold on, actually, where am I? I'm here. Is that better? Yeah. If you look at Butler, he normally bats with his head cocked when he drives, right?
Yeah.
So he normally bats out here. Now the issue is that what's happening at the moment is he's falling over with his head going down, falling over his front pad, and he's playing here. Now if you think, look at my weight going back, my weight going forward, even, I'm falling over this leg and he's off balance. So if you try and play a shot like that, you're out here. Now he's out here and he's basically getting trapped LBW. Occasionally he's actually going offside of the ball. So he's getting too far across and the ball's coming into him. And because he's too far across, he's trying to play out here. He's trying to adjust. And in fact, he's got too far across. He should either be playing it towards mid-on or potentially just rolling his wrists. But what's happening is he's not adjusting for the seam or swing in, and he's getting trapped here. So that's kind of what I noticed anyway. Don't know how useful that was and whether you could even hear me, but that was my assessment of Joss Butler anyway.
So what you're saying is his weight's going over.
Yeah, his weight's not evenly distributed. He's falling over his front pad, which is pretty disappointing. I don't think we have... No, that's from before.
Can you let us know if you heard Fizan all right during his analysis there, his segment? That was really good, Fizan. Thank you. But I think that was something Butler will work on. He's a quality player, and I'm sure he'll be spending time in the nets. In India, I guess, in the IPL's coming up, so he'll be working on that for sure. So, nice one. Nice one, Fizan, to show that.
We've got a comment.
Hopefully.
Yes, we did.
Oh, nice one. And what did you think of Fizan's analysis? Do you think we should have more of it? I think we should. I think every show, try and have some sort of Simon Hughes segment. That'd be good. Even with the board as well. I've got a cricket ball. Bring it. Show how to do reverse swing and things like that. Anyway, moving on. So talking about the IPL starts next week. That should be good. And seeing some top class players playing together in the same team against each other. Looking forward to it. And I'm sure we'll be covering during VENU's weekly cricket catch up. Another
says yes. You need to challenge. You need to challenge Sky Sports Cricket. Says Horace.
Yeah, definitely.
No, he says. Hold on. He says, yeah. Yeah, you need to challenge Sky Sports Cricket.
Yeah, I think there is a gap in the market there. That's for sure. But not when Sankara is doing it, because when he does it, he's amazing. So that's the England-India series wrapped up. I don't know. Looking back at it, I just thought it was a bit of a letdown. Really, the Test series was a letdown, wasn't it?
You know what I was saying? I don't know what you guys think as well, and I agree with you, Vinny, in the sense that there was some really good cricket on show in terms of the ability,
Yeah,
like the players on show, the level of ability was fantastic. Obviously, these two are the two best white ball teams. We can
Yeah.
say probably maybe New Zealand up there as well, to be fair, in the world. But I think maybe we didn't see too many competitive matches. There were a lot of one-sided matches, which was a bit unfortunate, I thought.
yeah,
Because I was thinking we might see more nip and tuck matches, ones where it was more, you know, we had a case of, oh my god, it's the last over. But we only really had two of those as well. I think we've got another comment.
have we?
Yeah, I'll just let you know because I think it's hard. Horace Sankar is going to make Rajasthan Royals champions. Watch.
We'll see. You know, I'll be supporting Rajasthan Royals just because Sangakkara is their director of cricket, I believe. So
Yeah.
I'll be supporting them, that's for sure. And hopefully there's some Sri Lankan players in that team.
They've
I'm
got
not sure.
they've got Ben Stokes and
Smith?
Joss Butler. And,
Oh, C. Smith's gone, I think. to
yeah,
another team.
he's gone. And so they've got Ben Stokes, Joss Butler, and one other, I think.
Archer.
Archer, sorry.
But he's Archer has injured his hand.
Yeah.
So hopefully he recovers from that
Mm.
soon. Yeah, talk about Archer. He's gonna have some surgery in his hand and also his elbow, and I just hope, you know, it's not a long-term injury, and I hope, you know, the amount of cricket he plays. He's a multi-format player for England. Plays all three formats. He's able to play the IPL. I just worry someone like Archer, he's going to get bowled to the ground,
Mm.
and that's what they need to think about his workload going forward. That's for sure.
Agreed. I'll tell you when there's a comment.
Oh, thank you. Oh, there is one.
Livingstone too, apparently, says Horace. Okay.
Oh, in the
Rajasthan
Rajasthan
Royals,
Royals, he looked quite good in the ODI series.
I talked to the cricket connoisseur, one of cricket analysts, about him, and I think we were both of the opinion that he looks long term. He'll probably be quite good. I don't think he'd get into the starting 11 still,
Mm-hmm.
but he's definitely in and around the side. His bowls a little bit of dibbly dobblies as well, kind of off spin, leg spin variation. But batting wise, he looks pretty fearless, and he seems to have that Owen Morgan attitude that I think Morgan will be looking for. But whether he can break into the side is another issue because they're so strong, you know, ODIs, especially when they've got a fully fit squad. But he'll be knocking on the door, I think, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see him maybe come the 2023 World Cup. I think he'll definitely win the squad. Whether he's in the starting level will be a different story, but he's good talent.
Yeah, very good talent. And England have got a lot of players that can, you know, if any of the first team players get injured, they've got a lot of players that can come in and do a good job, like Billings, like Livingston, maybe Hales is in the equation as well, and some good bowlers to back them up as well. So England have got really good squad depth at the moment in the white ball game. So let's talk about now this series that I've been watching closely for Zon and I as well, the West Indies Sri Lanka Test series. So that came to conclusion, you know, a bit of a dull conclusion yesterday. Another draw. So it was a 0-0, 2-match series. Once again, it annoys both of us that why don't they have a 3-match series?
Yeah.
Just a bit silly. But there was some good cricket played by both teams. So what are the highlights of this? Brathwaite playing well. Nissanka for Sri Lanka. Fernando
Tiramane was very, very consistent.
Karunaratne getting some runs. It's nice to see Sri Lanka batting.
And Luckman as well.
Yeah.
Luckman bowled really well.
I think he got a 5-4 in the first test match.
He got quite a few wickets.
A bit of a shame this test match, Emildinia got injured.
Yeah, that was horrible.
It looked bad.
It looked like he'd done his hip or something.
Yeah, looked really bad. And hopefully he makes a speedy recovery because he looks one of Sri Lanka's biggest talents. But West Indies looking good. And just a shame it's only a 2-match series, really.
Yeah, a shame for sure, 100%. Before we go into that, I think we've got 3 comments.
Oh, have we? Sorry.
We've got 4 actually. I think they're all from Horace. From there downwards. He's saying, did you hear Jason Roy was called up as backup for Sunrisers? Yeah, I saw instead of Mitchell Marsh, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
And he says, and Wokes is in for Delhi Capitals. Yeah, he got retained. I didn't play last year because of
COVID.
I think it was
injury.
It was something. Yeah, he pulled out basically, but he got retained somehow. And he says I'm just hoping Moin Ali does well. Maybe CSK should open with him.
Ooh, I think so. I think, mate,
I'd be surprised if they do.
he's
But
he's one of the best 6 hitters out there. I think.
I think he's wasted. I think lower down. But let's see. And he says, "Are the rumors true about the Pakistan versus India series?"
It's the first time I've heard about it. To be honest,
I'll very briefly touch upon it before we carry on because it's not much on it. Basically, it's just a rumor, and I don't think it's probably going to happen anytime soon. But apparently, there's been talks between the two boards. Let's see.
Will they play in a neutral venue just for safety?
Well, apparently, it's about playing. They're talking about playing at each other's countries, but we'll see.
That will be a.
Let's see.
I guess, as a Pakistan fan, do you think that would be a step in the right direction?
I think we should play India. Yeah.
Yeah, but do you think?
But I think it needs to be 2 ways. They need to come to us.
Yeah.
And we go to India, and I'm happy with that. That's the same one.
Oh,
Same
sorry.
one.
Oh, there's another one here.
That's the same one.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So the West Indies Sri Lanka series. You said. I was going to say. I wonder when the last 0-0 series was, and that's why you said about the 3-match series.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare because
it's a nightmare. Kashif and I were talking about this the other day,
Yeah.
and you're saying, when's the last time a 0-0 series happened? And I'm just thinking, such a shame. Maybe they should have done a super over. No,
you can't do a super over test match.
no. This is one fear I have.
Okay.
If a series isn't decided after 2 matches, then they should have a third test match in place just in case.
Well, that's why I said you had a really good idea, which was you do best of 3.
Yeah.
So if, as you said, like if it's 1-1, then you go to a third test match. If someone's won it 2-0, there's no point going to a third test match.
How about it's 1-0?
Then you carry on, I think.
Yeah.
Carry on, right? Because you can draw the series 1-1.
Yeah.
So there's still something to play for, right?
Yeah, I agree. I think.
Yeah.
But I know. In terms of scheduling, it's an issue. But it's better for the game, and yeah, I know. They've got ODIs and T20s to play, and to be honest, I'm looking forward to those series. I think they're going to be good.
I agree. I think it's going to be really good, actually. Wait, you're talking about West Indies Sri Lanka?
Oh, has it happened already?
It's happened already.
Well, yes, 6-6 is by
Corumpola. Yeah. I was thinking, I was like, is there more? And I was like, I don't think there is. Yeah, so those, as a whole tour, as a Sri Lankan fan, what do you think? I mean, they lost the ODIs and T20 series. Obviously, they got a draw in the Test series. I thought they had put on a better showing. But as a Sri Lankan fan, how do you assess Sri Lanka's tour of West Indies?
They lost both the T20 and
ODI series, yeah.
Not the best in terms of white ball cricket because Sri Lanka will be gearing up for the World Cup later on. Yeah. And they always pride themselves as a tournament team, and there's still massive gaps that they need to address. However, on the test front, they did look promising, especially Sanka. Some of the bowlers looked promising. They looked like a better unit, and not the unit that got cast aside by England. Only a couple of months ago. So improvements there. And as a test fan, I'm happy.
I would say Tiramani looks. I was banging the drum about Kusal Pereira, but I think Tiramani. I mean, maybe he stays. Well, he have to stay in there now. I mean, I think he had like 4 consecutive 50+ scores. Yeah,
it's funny the 2 Kusal Mendes, Kusal Pereira. No, not in the test team anymore, which is
surprising, isn't it?
Surprising. When 2 years ago you thought they're the players to watch out for.
I do like Kusal Pereira. I don't know what he's done. I think there's a little bit of politics maybe there. Maybe do you put him? Shana Fernando had a good knock, so I guess he will get an extended run on the team. Is there space for him low down the order? Probably not if Dick Weller's in there. But it's crazy to think because I think he's very talented. I think he should definitely be in the white ball side.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean I think that's crazy not to put him in there. But I think overall, it was a pretty good test series. I've got a comment actually from Cash who says, "Love the Garden Lads, loving the Garden Lads." Right. Thanks, Cash. Yeah, guys, as well, please do remember to like the video. Cash says,
I can't read it because of the sun.
He says, "Where was my invite?"
Mate, Cash, maybe next time.
You can bring on Cash as a guest. It's VENU's show, so you can blame him.
Yeah, it's my fault. Sorry, mate. You kind of put me in the spot here. Yeah, next time, definitely take the train, come along. 3 of us can social distance in my garden, and look, we can even do a watch along here. We can watch it, mate. Next weekend, why not? I'm on Easter holidays now, so yeah, we'll be well up for that. But yeah, so that's the Sri Lanka series wrapped up. West Indies wrapped up. Do you want to talk about shall we talk about the New Zealand Bangladesh series?
Yeah, but before we do that,
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to make a really good point about some of the players in that Test series, especially.
Mm-hmm.
And the white ball series, I think Hasaranga looks really good. I mean, that's a positive in the white ball series. Probably one of the only positives in the white ball series for Sri Lanka, but he was a big positive, I thought. We talked about Tiramani in the Test series for Sri Lanka, and also you need to remember that you also had not just Tiramani, but you had Nasanka on debut, scored 100. He looked really good. A couple of other scores as well. Dickwella looked pretty good. Luckmore bowled very well, I thought, as well. Jaya, I mean, look, they're forming a good side there, I think. For West Indies, I'll be happy with the T20 stuff and ODIs. Shea Hope was phenomenal in the in the ODIs even. He'll be looking to push into the Test side. And in the Test side, they had Craig Brathwaite, who batted really well. I think I was a little bit unsure about him as an opener. He got the captaincy, but he performed really well, I thought, on the whole. I was really impressed with how he was doing, especially in the last Test match. He got 185, I think it was. So impressive stuff from him to dig in. Carl Mayers looks to constantly improve, and Bonner as well at 3 for them. Rakeem Cornwall, as we like, our boy Rakeem, and he I think is still a work in progress.
But some runs for him as well.
You know what? Isn't he flipping handy, isn't he, at the bottom of the order? I mean, he just whacks it, but sometimes you need that. I mean, it's like reminds you a little bit of Matt Pryor. For England, he's come in and he had that license, and I guess that's where now Butler is in Test cricket as well. Similarly, but yeah, I think Rakeem Cornwall looks good, especially with the bat. He's a good prospect going forward, and Kemal Roach is so underrated. So I think overall there was some really good competitive cricket on show. And this might be controversial, but the fact it's a 0-0 draw, maybe the actual level of cricket wasn't as high as a Test series like England-India, but I think it was more competitive than that series, West Indies Sri Lanka Test series.
100%.
And that's why I actually enjoyed watching it a bit more, because I thought, I don't know which way it's going to go. In both Test matches, we had a chance for someone to chase it or get bowled out, and we saw 2 draws on day 5, which I think shows you the nip and tuck between the two. So that was really good to see, I thought.
100%. It's like in boxing, I'll say the West Indies Sri Lanka Test match was like a boxing match that went to 12 rounds.
Yeah.
Whereas England India series was a bit knockout in the second round every match, which is a bit. It's like, what's the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was like a chess match, wasn't it? Really, the West Indies Sri Lanka one.
Yeah.
Whereas, it was like very calculated and take your time. And whereas I think the India England series was very much bang bang, and especially because we also had some 2-day Test match and a 3-day Test match.
But Fizan, these are the 2 best ranked Test teams. And why is it like that?
I mean, it was the same with the ODI and Test and the T20.
It's a bit of a shame.
I think it's just they missed each other they're hot and cold on the wrong days. I think
pitch.
Yeah, the pitch plays a part, but in those white ball series, it didn't. I think they just kind of, they definitely saw each other on the wrong days. I think Horace says, "What's Sri Lanka's current best format?"
Test match.
Test match, you say?
I wouldn't have said it a couple of months ago.
Yeah, you would have said it when they played England at home, but I
don't know.
You know what? Well, let's have a look very briefly then. So in T20s, you've got your standout players, Hasaranga,
Matthews potentially.
You got Matthews, Chandamal, I guess, but I don't really rate him as a T20 player. You got Dickwella, Kusa Pereira if he's in there. You've got what's his name, Jaya, as well. It's pretty good. Okay, fine. I agree with you. I think Test cricket. I think the test format now.
And to be honest, against England a couple of months, they did have some days where they bossed it.
That second test match, I think it was, wasn't it? Where you guys looked like you might win it. And
But ended up draw, was
bottled it.
Bottled it, yeah, in the end,
Yeah.
thanks to the innings collapses. And I think a lot of it's a mentality thing with Sri Lanka.
Agreed.
But I mean, Test match is definitely the best.
I agree.
Which is good, to be honest. That's what I prefer as a Sri Lanka fan, to be honest. Yeah, not sure if the administrators will agree, but yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I agree. I think Test cricket, although do not count them out in the T20 World Cup later this year. I know VENU might be thinking, what he doesn't agree with me, but
It's the worst chance to win it.
Do you think
ever since T20 cricket started?
Maybe. I think you potentially got the weakest side.
What edition is it? It's maybe the 7th, 8th one.
Yeah.
It's the weakest Sri Lanka side. It's probably one of the weakest sides in the tournament, I reckon.
No. Well,
no, not who's in it? Afghanistan, mate. Afghanistan, Sri Lanka. Afghanistan have got Sri Lanka, honestly.
But he doesn't have much faith in Afghanistan. Not a bad outfit now, to be fair.
Some
but
quality players in there.
I don't know. I think Sri Lanka are a very good tournament team. With Mickey Arthur, I don't discount Sri Lanka.
Okay, fair enough.
That's what I'd say. Very good. Mickey Arthur's a very, very good coach, and I think Sri Lanka is still. What do we think? No, we did that video. England second 11
versus Sri Lanka.
11. Do we still think that's the case?
Oh, 100%.
In ODIs?
100%.
Yeah.
We should do it. We should do a part two.
Part two.
I mean, I think England's second. They've got some quality. I think their second 11 will still be Sri Lanka's first 11. Hands down. 100%. Like Hales will be in there. Billings as well. Livingston. Got some bowlers like what's his name?
Sakir Mahmood.
Mahmood could get in. David Willey will be in that second 11. Milan could be in that second 11.
Yeah, Topley. Tom Curran probably.
Yeah.
But Tom Curran gets slapped. I mean, that's just perfect for Sri Lanka.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's.
No, I agree. I don't know.
I think we should do another video on that.
Yeah. What do you think about? We said we were going to do. I was saying about the T20 World Cup.
Yeah.
So
what video are we going to do?
So we're going to do. Which you enjoy. Actually, we could even do it here or get some people around. But we're going to do a raffle.
Yeah.
With all the different teams. So it'll probably be yourself, Cash as well, I think. Me, Ushtard, all the guys from the cricket group probably as well. And so we should have about 9 people, I think. So 10 people. So that's 9-10 teams. We'll just put very random, write countries on a piece of paper, chuck in a hat. We could do a live raffle, maybe here if you want. You can pick them out maybe, and for each person, then we'll get assigned a team each randomly, and then we'll have like a couple of weeks to make a case, and we'll have like we'll have a video together where everyone comes together and they have to make their case for why that team has to win. So, for example, if you pick Ireland, then you have to make a case as to why you think Ireland's going to win the World Cup.
That'll be fun.
Which will be quite fun, right? I think, and I really hope I don't get India because I think it'll be really easy to make a case for them, and I don't want to. But as a joke,
I think there should be a prize for maybe the best argument or the best or the team that wins it in the end.
Well, what we could do is we could potentially do a vote for the subscribers could vote to who they thought had the best argument. That's what we could do.
One thing we could do as well, we could start a fantasy team, and we could give points to all the players at the end of every week.
Oh, that's interesting. Like our own little fantasy league, maybe, yeah.
We could do that. Or maybe even get the viewers involved.
Yeah.
But that means we have to give every player points.
Yeah. That's so harsh.
That'll be good for them. That'll be good. Like maybe at the end of every match, we could give every player points. And at the end of the week, who gets...
Yeah, it could be more simple. You just rate each player out of 10.
Yeah.
And then maybe, yeah. We could do something like that as well. Yeah.
That'll be
I agree.
Yeah, I'll be well up for doing a fantasy league, which would be good. I'm sure the ICC will do one.
But now, how many people can you get on a Zoom call? Can you get? You can get like 9 people on there. Yeah. So just get 9 people on. Just take turns making a case, and and whatever else it might be. That'll be fun. Actually,
how many can you have on StreamYard?
Don't know actually. I think you can have 6 maximum.
All right. So
maybe, but
Maybe.
maybe we'll Zoom. We'll see. Okay, what are these questions? We've got comments. Harris says, by the way, how many teams are in the T20 World Cup, and what's the competition format? So I think from what I know, it's a group format. Harris, it's a group format, and how many teams? I think, I could be wrong. I think it's 4 groups of 4, but West Indies are in qualifying. So there's a qualifying group stage before, like the actual proper group stages. So West Indies are in like with Oman, and I think like Ireland and Namibia.
So you're saying the current world champions are in the qualifiers?
Because they're not ranked high enough. T20s.
But surely there should be like Champions League where the winner
it should be,
through.
but it's not, unfortunately.
So
In fact, where am I from? In fact, I'll confirm. Are you going to get to the next question?
Of course.
I'll just
some Harris again. I can't. Why is it for someone I can't read?
He says a lot.
Fair enough.
So the last one. Yeah. What do you think of that? What do you think? You obviously said about it's not right that West Indies.
That's not right.
Have to qualify.
No, they're the current world champions in T20. They should be the first team in, and I agree. And I think it's probably the BCCI that have changed it all.
But, he's not having it.
I'm not having it, but we'll see. I'm sure the West Indies will get through, and
they should get through.
And you know what? It'd be insult to injury if they end up winning it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'll be great.
Be great.
So, I've got the right. Okay, so there are. Yeah, so there is qualifying first. So that's Group A and B, right? Is the qualifying group. So Sri Lanka in it, by the way, Benny.
Oh, what?
Yeah, Sri Lanka, Ireland, Papua New Guinea, Oman, Bangladesh, Netherlands, Scotland,
True.
Bangladesh.
What's that about? Sri Lanka, Bangladesh should be in it. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry. I know. I can't.
Imagine if you lose to Papua New Guinea.
Imagine Sri Lanka don't get into. Imagine Sri Lanka don't get into the main tournament.
It's basically, you have like in football, you have qualifiers before. That's what this is. But it's literally a couple of days before, so it's in India.
Top two players, top two teams.
Top 2 teams, yeah. So the Group A has Sri Lanka, Ireland, Papua New Guinea, and Oman. And so Sri Lanka and Ireland should really get through.
Yeah, will get through.
And then Group B, you've got Bangladesh, Namibia, Netherlands, Scotland. I interviewed someone from Scotland. They're pretty confident they're going to get through. So Bangladesh or Netherlands or Bangladesh or Scotland.
Or Scotland, Netherlands.
I think no, Bangladesh will smash.
Okay, fair enough.
Smash. I think they will. Yeah. And then if anyone that does care about the actual groups, you've got in Group 1, Australia, Pakistan, and then 2 of the qualifiers.
What did Harris say?
Harris has said, Chelsea got slapped for Zan. Yeah, we lost 5-2.
Who to? Oh dear.
Oh mate. Okay, let's move on. Next question. Next question. We had 10 men to be fair. Next question is try and go to any of the 100 games. And what teams have you both chosen? So I think we'll probably choose Oval Invincibles because we're Surrey fans. We could have chosen London Spirit as well.
It's a lot of rubbish. Let's not get started on 100.
You know, I was tempted. They've got a VENU might do this as well. They've actually got I don't know if it's expired or the deadline's gone, but it was an opportunity to commentate on the 100. You don't need any prior experience, yeah. And you can put forward like a video about explaining why, but you could put forward one of your Benny's free catch-ups or something, and you could put that forward as something to say, oh, this is my experience.
Can you send me the link?
I don't. Just Google it. Yeah, 100 commentators. You don't need to speak. They want to find people who's interested in cricket, basically, to commentate. I don't think it's necessarily commentating like for Sky. I think it's more commentating at the ground for your local station.
Mate, I'd love to work for Sky.
It won't be for Sky. But yeah, so going on to the groups, if anyone does care. Group 1 is Australia, Pakistan, and 2 of the qualifiers. Group 2, India, South Africa, Afghanistan, and one of the qualifiers, and that's it.
How many groups?
2. So the main World Cup will be 2 groups of 4. That's it. No, sorry, I'm wrong. What am I talking about?
What are you talking about?
Sorry, there's 2 groups of 6.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
2 groups of 6.
And a top
Sorry,
2
yeah.
get through?
So Group 1, Australia, Pakistan, New Zealand, West Indies, and 2 qualifiers. Group 2 is India, South Africa, Afghanistan, England,
Or
2 qualifiers. Yeah.
and is it the top 2 that go through?
Yeah, top 2 I think go through to semis, and then you got the final.
So it does the
So it'll be a round
group-
robin.
would be top group 1 play second of group 2 in the semis.
Yeah.
It's not like Big Bash where you play.
No, it won't be like eliminators and stuff. No, I think it's pretty straightforward.
So
what I
it's a bit annoying if you finish third in
Yeah,
the group.
so 2 semi-finals and a final.
Be a bit annoyed if you finish third in the group.
Yeah, is it? Yeah, I'm surprised it's so short.
What do you mean? It's only
As in,
each team plays.
although each team plays each other once, I guess.
So 5 games.
It's
5
not-
games and then 2.
They've basically got Super Sixes, haven't they?
Yeah. So basically, the winning team will win 7 matches. Well, will play 7 matches.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, we've got another. This is a chunky question. One below. Hara says, you could be a host there too. There was a social media. Oh, hold on. There was a social media. One sec. Girl that doesn't know anything about cricket, and she's involved and being assigned even to a London team promoting it. Wow, that's really cool. Yeah, I saw about their media presence. I probably don't have enough of a social media presence to realistically be a sponsor yet. But VENU, I think we should probably apply to commentate. I think it would be good. Yeah.
I just don't want Nasser Hussain to feel threatened.
Exactly. Yeah. I've got one more. I think we've got another one as well.
Because how much I do like Nasser. So
Yep. Harris says, did you hear Owen Morgan comments on Indian players wanting to play the 100 and tournaments around the world? No, actually expand on that because did you know VENU? Actually, I don't know if you know this. Is that India? Oh god, India. Oh, I don't know if it's India. I think it's the IPL. Any Indian players that play in the IPL, they can't play any other franchises. Do you know that?
really,
Yeah, that's what you don't see any other Indian players playing in other franchises.
why?
They've just tied them down and contractually. They're only allowed to play
They don't
IPL.
want them to get injured. Or
I guess. Yeah.
it's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous.
So they're trying to monopolize it, basically,
Yeah.
aren't they? Yeah.
That's
Which is,
shocking.
I think, that's a bit unfair though on the Indian players. Because, for example, if they wanted to play in the Big Bash, or they wanted to play CPL, or they wanted to play,
Yeah.
I mean, dare I say it, PSL, then that'd be. Imagine like Kohli playing for Lahore Qalandars. That'd be fantastic. He'd probably play for Karachi, to be honest, but
Or
probably
him and
suit him.
Babar Azam, 3 and 4, mate.
bloody hell.
Or opening, mate. Oh, that'd be quality. But anyway,
But yeah,
Um,
that's interesting that Owen Morgan said that actually. Harris says you don't need to be big, but you can be involved and host little events and commentary at stations in the ground. Okay, that's cool. Thank you for that,
no,
Horace.
I'm not doing that.
What? VENU is only going to commentate for Sky. Next,
Yeah.
Charles says, "Hey guys, nice change of scenery. Seems like it's very pleasant there while you're getting barbecued here. Well, we're getting barbecued here.
Oh, is that hot?
Oh, in another bar. Charles, well, you missed my batting masterclass that I did, showing Butler's technical deficiencies that VENU enjoyed, I think.
It was very
So,
good.
when this is finished, do check it out, guys, as well. Let me know if you do. VENU said that we should do it weekly, but I don't know. It's only if people actually enjoy it. I know VENU enjoyed it, but I don't know if everyone else did.
Yeah, definitely. You should think of a segment to do every week. I think that's good. Definitely. I'm happy to put it in my show.
Says BCCI thinks they're too big, and yeah. Okay, so basically, what I'm getting from this is Morgan, who's actually the captain now of Kolkata Knight Riders, isn't he? He because DK, as they like to call him, had a terrible time of it last year, got dropped from the captaincy. So Owen Morgan is saying that the Indian players coming through, I guess from KKR, are telling him they'd actually like to play in the 100 for example, because they're not allowed to play on the 100. That's why the Indian players. So they want to play on the 100 and they want to play in other franchise cricket, but they're not allowed to because contractually they can't. So he's come out, I think, on their behalf and said probably as well to push the 100 because it will help the UK, saying, you know what, they want to play in other tournaments, and that'll probably rock the boat a little bit, but that's up to him.
It'd be good for the 100 to have all the Indian fans focus on.
To be honest, I think
the Indian market very good.
And I'm going to be very, very honest about this. I think, and I'm Pakistani, but I'm a Pakistani fan even, but I obviously would love Indian players to be involved in the PSL, and I'd love Pakistani players to be involved in the IPL. And this is my issue, because if Pakistan were involved, if the Pakistan players were allowed to be in the IPL, I'd cover it. But unfortunately, they're just not. That's the only reason I don't cover it.
Yeah, it makes
I can see why people enjoy it. Like, I have nothing against the actual tournament in terms of it being a T20 franchise. But it would be like players need to be able to play in whatever franchise they want. And it should be based on ability, shouldn't it? Unfortunately, but it's politics even, unfortunately, for the IPL players now, because they're only, imagine being tied down saying you can just play IPL. That's it.
Yeah, it's not good, is it?
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree. Next comment.
Horace says, yeah, do it, why not? Okay. But Charles says, BCCI is too big. It's too big to fail. It's the cricketing equivalent of Layman?
Layman and Oz. I don't. Is it Australia?
Oh, Layman in Australia.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Next.
Yeah. Horace says that, yeah, Indians would help expand the 100 and get experience worldwide. What do you think? I think you were saying that,
100%, yeah. 100%. I think it'd be good for the game. But I'm not a fan of the 100. Well, I think my mind will change after. I'm sure it'd be a success, but we'll see.
It's one of those things that when we first saw it, I think we were both like, what is this rubbish?
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit disappointed that they haven't just said, the T20 Blast, we'll franchise it.
Yeah.
Or actually, fine, because in India and Pakistan, they've got domestic T20 tournaments, like the T20 Blast, and they've also got franchises. But I don't know why they didn't just go, we'll do a T20 tournament here.
Yeah. Agreed.
What would they have called it? I guess they would have called it.
I think they will.
If they called it the EPL, that sounds like the Premier League.
I think they just wanted it. The issue is the county. There are too many teams in the county circuit. Okay. And I think they just wanted to condense it down to.
But as in one thing, could they not have condensed it and made it 20 over format?
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? I agree with you. I know what you mean. So it's being franchised, but did it need to be 100 balls? I think it's because they want to be unique, right?
And also, I think they also wanted to fit into a 3-hour time slot.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it's more
why do you think? Because it's just easy
for TV. I think it's a lot easier.
Okay.
So the game will be done in 3 hours.
And after work as well, maybe.
Yeah, after work.
Okay.
So go after work, done in 3 hours, and you're home.
Yeah.
It's just basically maybe an hour longer than the football match. An hour and a bit longer than the football match.
Yeah.
So it's
a good point.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think that's why.
Okay. Harris says, because IPL is successful, BCCI don't feel the need for Indian players to do other tournaments. It's a bit unfair on their development, though, isn't it? That's like, we saw Shreyas Iyer, VENU, he obviously only his shoulder, but he signed a one-day contract with Lancashire.
Oh, nice.
And obviously they can play in the T20 Blast and stuff, but it's a bit unfair that they can't play.
But also, he was able to expand his skills by playing in England conditions.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Harris says the rules are a bit mad for the 100.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm sure it'll be a success. Let's give it a chance.
Yeah, I agree.
So we talked about IPL. We talked about the 100. Shall we talk about the Bangladesh New Zealand series that's ongoing? So so for the last T20 that New Zealand won, there's a bit of a DRS issue.
Yeah,
bit of a fast, wasn't it? Bizarre.
Crazy. What
happened?
So they, from my understanding, they went out with a score needed, and they realised they made a mistake. I think it was kind of 5 or so overs in. It was only 10 over match, and they had to revise it, which is just crazy to think about. Bangladesh probably would have lost anyway, but even Jimmy Neesham after said, like, how can you go out there and not know the score? And it looked like they almost plug it into some type of microwave or something. It's crazy. But it was weird. It was really weird. And to be fair, I don't think it takes away from the fact that New Zealand is super dominant. And me and VENU just watched the highlights again. And we saw Finn Allen just absolutely blasting it, and he just looks a really good talent.
And you were saying, Fizan, he reminds you of Aaron Finch, the way he hits the ball.
Yeah, he goes very hard.
Yeah,
he just goes very, very hard at the ball. And
Brendan McCullum in there as well.
A little bit, yeah. It's just very quick hands, just really, really stiff through the ball. Yeah. Doesn't really care if it flies off the bat, and he's a little bit out of control. He just backs his power. And that's the way he bats, and he's a very powerful player, Finn. And I think he hit his 50 was. I mean, at one point, he was going at 300 strike rate. He was like 71 of 28 balls.
Ridiculous.
27 balls, which would be 300 strike rate. So ridiculous stuff from him.
Man.
You cannot discount New Zealand in any format, and this is why it kind of annoys me that we have this big three. Like top three persona or whatever it is, because New Zealand, how can you say that New Zealand are not a top team at the moment? Well, they are 100% in the top two, I would say, in every format.
They'll get there. They'll get to the finals. They'll get to the final. They've got to the finals of the Test match series.
Yeah.
They got to the finals of the recent World Cup.
The last two
World Cups.
Yeah.
And they're bound to get to the final of this T20 World Cup. They have to get to the final.
I mean, I don't know if they will. I think they'll definitely make the semis. You never know. T20 is a bit of a gamble, but what I would say is that they have to go in there as one of the favourites.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say they are the favourites, but I'm not going as what there needs to be a bit of respect put on their names. Like
100%.
They're top ranked in Test matches now.
Yeah,
they made the final. I would say they're favourites against India in those conditions as well.
In English conditions, 100%.
Yeah, ODIs, as you said. You know, I mean, these guys are just getting better and better, and they've got people coming through, like my boy Devon Conway, who just came in T20s and ODIs and just banging out runs. It's just, do not sleep on New Zealand, man. People forget they're really good.
100%.
Holland says here, Horace says, but they've seen IPL players make the jump to international because of playing with superstars, superstar internationals in the IPL. Okay, fair enough. Says, how are New Zealand so good at all formats? What do you think? How do you think they're so good? Because they're a very small population. In fact,
it surprises me as well.
What's their It's crazy. It's like
probably the size of London, isn't it? I think it's the size of London
compared to like India, which is 1 billion.
Yeah, the 1 in 7 people are from India.
Right, so their population is under 5 million. That is crazy.
So
it's 4.9 million.
So 5% of India's.
That's unbelievable.
No, not 5% of India.
No, sorry, it's less than that.
Wait, 5 million, right?
Yeah.
The population?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah. It's 5 million.
What? London's population is like 12 million.
It's 5 million, look.
What's London's population?
London's
over 10 million. No, but London's 6 million.
So New Zealand, their population is 4.9 million.
London is 6 million, I think.
Yeah, London is nearly 9 million. So London is nearly double the population of New Zealand. That is carnage. How are they so good? Okay, so think about this. This is basically saying that technically, if you look at Surrey and Surrey, Middlesex, maybe Kent potentially, or even probably not. Really, you're looking at Surrey and Middlesex, right? That's the catchment that New Zealand have.
Yeah, I think
that's ridiculous. That's actually ridiculous. That's unbelievable. Seriously.
So they're 5 million. India is 100 million. 1,000 million is a billion, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's 200. That's
bloody hell. Seriously. So
I don't get it. I think it must be the coaching, the setup.
Set infrastructure,
culture. Maybe I think they're they like the sport as well.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, there's something they're doing something right, and I think a lot of other countries have to look at New Zealand's coaching structure because they're doing something right considering the amount of players they've got they can pick from. Yeah.
It's unbelievable to think. As Venu said, I completely agree. I think it has to be to do with that infrastructure. It must be crazy to think about. And it's funny because they've got this perception of being nice guys, and obviously they were seen as almost being the B-Tech or weaker version of Australia, but they're kind of overtaking Australia really in all three formats now, which is probably the first time ever, I would say, in history, really, where you can say realistically, New Zealand probably have a better team in all three formats, I would say. As a Pakistan fan, I'm more worried about New Zealand than Australia now. That's where I'm at. Australia's still a strong side, but I'm more worried about New Zealand, which is crazy to think about. And the population is just, I just can't, I'm so baffled. They just, I can kind of understand slightly if it was their main sport as well, but I don't think it is. I think rugby is, the All Blacks. So I reckon cricket is a close second, but isn't that crazy to think about?
It's crazy.
Like, this is a team that is knocking over, like, countries with a population of 1 billion or 100 million or whatever else it might be. They've got a population of under 5 million, New Zealand. That's half the population. That's nearly half the population of London.
It's madness. Whereas England are getting players from abroad, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Horace says New Zealand always turned up. They'll forever be called the dark horses. I don't think so, though.
I mean, they're favourites. I don't think they're dark horse. You can't give them a dark horse tag anymore.
You know what? Everyone gives them the dark horse tag because they're talented. But yeah, I agree with Venu. I don't think they got the dark horse tag anymore.
I think they're better than that.
I think they're too strong now.
Yeah,
I think the dark horse tag now goes to someone like Afghanistan or Bangladesh now. I would say
Pakistan.
Yeah,
no, I think no, you guys are quality, but have you won a T20 World Cup?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
We've won one T20 World Cup.
Wait, Pakistan.
It was against Sri Lanka in the final. How can you remember?
With Misbah.
No, it was Shai the 3D.
Oh, nice. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I beat Sri Lanka in the final, and we obviously won one ODI World Cup. So
with Imran Khan as captain, quality against England in the final.
Yeah,
that was in India, wasn't it? Or England? That was at Lords. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Was your dad? Did your dad watch that?
What do you mean? As in go to the actual match?
No, did he watch it?
He watched it live. Yeah.
That must have been great. For
all
the Pakistan fans here. I think that's all the talking points this week.
Yeah.
I think we had a really good discussion. I've also had a really nice segment of Fizan showing off his analysis. Hopefully do that more often.
Yeah. We've got weekly awards, haven't we?
Yeah, weekly awards.
Yeah.
So,
so if you go...
Oh, sorry.
If you go to... sorry, bear with us. If you go to the top right, so it says banners. Go one down, one more. There you go, perfect. Then scroll to the bottom, then click on that one. Yep, perfect. There you go, perfect. Now go back to comments. Go up. There you go, done. And we've got one comment from Horace. Horace says, no one would confidently say they are favourites ahead of others, but dark horses meaning they are there or thereabouts. Yeah, I know what you mean, but I agree with Venu. I personally think they're one of the favourites. So I think you've got a few. India,
England, New Zealand.
Yeah,
maybe Pakistan.
No, I think it's personally. I think it's like this. I reckon it's England, India, New Zealand on one level. Then West Indies are hard to discount because in India I think that'd be quite good. But I'd say West Indies slightly below, maybe Pakistan, maybe, and then probably below that you've got. I don't know.
Australia, mate. We forgot about Australia.
Why not Australia? They're rubbish.
No,
I'm joking.
How can you write off Aaron Finch or David Warner or Steve Smith?
Fine. So I think
Australia are up there, mate.
No. I think
they're second tier.
Yeah, New Zealand, India, and England. Australia, West Indies, Pakistan, South Africa maybe is probably slightly in between. And then you got Sri Lanka,
Afghanistan, Bangladesh.
If you look at it from a favourites tag, and kind of
top tier, definitely New Zealand, England, India.
Yeah.
So they're the favourites.
Yeah,
I think they're bound to be three out of the 4 semi-finalists. Mate, and one of them is going to be a semi, India-England semi or
Can
New
you
Zealand
can
semi.
you imagine if India don't make the semis at home?
They'll be throwing fireworks on the ground like they did in the '96 World Cup final. That'd be carnage. Anyway, let's not think about that.
There's
So,
one more comment here from Harris saying, Champions Trophy 2 Fazan.
Pakistan winning. Yeah, you were there, weren't you?
Yeah, I was there. I was there at the Champions Trophy final. One of the best matches I've ever seen in my
That
life.
was my ticket, mate. Anyway,
Huh?
I was watching it live. I think I was watching with Kashif in his house. We went round. And,
He must have been really upset.
when I think Kohli
he nicked it first.
and he dropped it. Someone dropped
I'm
it.
thinking exactly the same thing. Mohammed Aris.
Mate, I reckon the crowd would have gone silent. All the Pakistan fans would have loved it.
Well, yeah, we were going crazy because the thing is, it was almost like we chuckled because he's such a great player, but it was like the arrogance to try and flick him again after getting nicked was like he's stubborn and he didn't learn his lesson.
But that's what makes him a good player. Let's be honest, to an extent.
I think in that case he should have adapted.
Yeah, it's the final.
But it happens. I think to everyone.
100%.
I don't think he'll have sleepless nights over it.
No. Shall we start the cricket award for this?
Yeah, we
week?
can.
So player of the week, Van der Dussen, Babar comes to mind.
Brathwaite,
Tiramani. How about who was the star player for the third ODI England-India last week?
Sam Curran.
That was a quality knock.
Yeah.
But for losing cause, Finn Allen.
Finn Allen was unbelievable, for New Zealand. That was such a good knock.
Give it to him?
Yeah, I think Finn Allen.
For a young player.
Flipping heck. Unbelievable knock.
You think this New Zealand side can't get any stronger and you've got Finn Allen coming along and just think...
That's what I'm saying. I don't know realistically what their 11 is going to be because he's come in and Tim Cypher's not there. I think maybe he's injured or something. So they don't have Williamson I don't think Taylor's going to play T20, but they've got Williamson's coming. They've got Conway. They've now got Phillips.
Ferguson.
I personally don't think Jameson gets into the 11 for T20s.
How about what's his name? The all-rounder. Forgot his name. Satna is in there.
Yeah. But realistically, think about it. In India, right? They're going to play Satna and Sodhi.
Yeah, as spinners.
So then, as your bowlers, you've got Southey,
Bolt, Ferguson.
Right? So you've got Southey, Bolt, Ferguson, Sodhi.
There's another all-rounder.
That's it. That's it. You're done. You've got your 4 and Santner. Neesham. Jimmy. Neesham. Yeah. Jameson doesn't get in. I'm telling you.
Would Jimmy Neesham be in the team?
Yeah. 100%.
So they've got Neesham
better batsman than Ferguson. Jameson in T20s.
They've got Neesham and Ferguson as all-rounders.
No. They've got Neesham and Santner
as all-rounders.
Yeah.
Quality, mate. And we're not even talking about the batting.
Mate, they've even got Colin de Grandome, who's better than Jameson in T20s.
Yeah. Quality team. They're the team to watch out for, ladies and gents.
So isn't it crazy that he went to RCB for so much?
Who?
Jameson, when I don't think he'll even make the T20 side.
Scary, isn't it? Scary. Team of the week for Zahn. Pakistan.
New Zealand are up there. Pakistan, obviously. I didn't think Pakistan would win. I mean, we're playing away from home, so it's a full strength South Africa side. But then also you had who else? I mean, I think it's tough to give it to West Indies or Sri Lanka. I think West Indies can't because it's a stalemate, maybe. But Sri Lanka played quite well, I thought, away from home. But again, it's a draw. Who else have you got? You've got India, you said? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Because they played on Sunday, didn't we? Didn't cover it. Mm-hmm. I'm happy with whoever, man. I'm happy with whoever. There's quite a few. I guess it's between New Zealand, India, and Pakistan. You can choose. I'm happy.
Pakistan. Considering they won the first ODI away from home and they got over the line on the last ball. So
yeah, I was impressed with how he adapted, actually. I thought it would have been harder for us to adapt, especially batting-wise. But Bob Razam looks... So he needs, by the way, actually, he needs 250 more runs.
Yeah.
So he has to score 250 runs in the next 2 ODIs if he wants to overtake Kohli as number 1 in ODIs. In the rankings.
What's the equation? 250 the next
2 matches. Will be damn hard.
He won't do it. Although in this form, you never know.
You never know. ODIs is probably his best format.
Get a double century in the 50? You never know. All right. Yeah. So yeah, that's that. Player that needs to do the homework. Bangladesh player maybe.
Yeah.
Butler potentially. Tom Curran got slapped around.
Who else? We've got.
The Cock.
Yeah, the clock wasn't great.
I don't know really. It's a toughie.
He's a toughie actually. I would go with player that needs to do their homework.
Butler. But I don't know. I think
It's a bit harsh.
it's harsh with Butler.
I don't think it's, but I think it's so tough. I don't think it's West Indies or Sri Lanka, but or maybe John Campbell. He's had he's had quite a poor series.
All right, give it to him.
I'm
not too sure on this one. I think other weeks is very easy, but this week.
What about bowlers though that I've done quite badly?
Oh, I don't know.
What about Lytton Das? He's had a pretty terrible time of it.
Has he? Should I give it to him?
Yeah, Lytton Das.
Yeah.
I mean, he tried. We just saw him try to scoop Tim Southey first ball and got cleaned up.
That's not good, is it? Not good at all. Team that needs to the home at Bangladesh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Bangladesh. Funniest moment of the week, mate. Pandya's drops. They were hilarious.
Oh, mate, those are fail of the weeks, I think.
Fail of the week. That's all right.
Yeah.
Fail of the week. Hardik Pandya's drops. Funniest moment.
Funniest moment is Shadab Khan trying to smash Fela Quayer for 6 over extra cover, but we only need 3 of the last over. He does that first ball
and he got out.
Yeah, he got out.
That's fail of the week, surely.
Yeah, that's one of the fails. Yeah, maybe that's.
But that's funny though.
Yeah,
it is funny. You should have knocked it.
I think it's probably funny as a neutral because then we want to win. But it would have been fail if we lost. Yeah, it's just stupid. It's just so stupid.
Yeah, that's true. That's that. In terms of, okay, I think that's all of them. Apart from what we're looking forward to this coming up.
So we've got the.
I'm looking forward to the second ODI tomorrow.
Second ODI tomorrow will be good. I think that'll be good. There's
IPL
also
starts next week.
IPL starts as well. What else is there?
I think all the series will come to an end and everyone focuses on. How about Bangladesh New Zealand series?
I think that's finished now because they played ODIs and T20s. I'm just going to double check. So yeah, so tomorrow is South Africa Pakistan, and then there's South Africa Pakistan on the 7th of April, and then yeah, the IPL starts on the 9th. But Pakistan and South Africa T20s they're playing. But obviously South Africa won't have some of their players like De Kock, who else? David Miller, Rabada for T20s. Yeah, I guess I'm looking forward to that series then. Yeah.
So what was that?
South Africa Pakistan.
Yeah, I'll look for that tomorrow. Maybe we could do a live stream tomorrow, potentially.
Yeah, we hopefully should be able to.
I'll be up for that. Should be around. Yeah. So I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Thanks, Fizan, for coming around. And,
no problem.
Thank you all for tuning in, and hopefully this will be the first of many, especially in the summer. I'm sure we can do this format again.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been good. Yeah. It's been a lot nicer actually.
Let us know, I guess, as well whether I think the sound was okay.
Yeah, let us know if you maybe in the comments, and when you'd obviously like to subscribe to Fizan's channel, whether you preferred this format where we do it in person, whether we do it in my backyard, and let us know. And let us know if you fancy if you do a live stream, because we can easily do that. We can do that from here as well. So let us know. So thanks everyone, and thanks Fizan, and see you next week. So bye for now.
We're just gonna go play some backyard cricket.
Yeah, definitely.